Okay, guys, really good job. I think you're all really grasping the fundamentals really well. The tough part about short game is nobody wants to practice it, but it's such an important part of the game to be able to lower our scores because we're never going to go out there and hit the ball perfect every single time. So a couple of practice things that I like to do when I'm out here on the putting green or chipping green or wherever it may be, just a couple of games. Challenge yourself, but make it fun. So when it comes down to you have a half an hour, try to set a goal for yourself of let's play 9 holes with 1 golf ball and give yourself an up and down contest to 9 different spots around the green. And try to challenge yourself to score, a perfect score would be 18. So challenge yourself. Think about what the pros get up and down. The best pros in the game get up and down 75% of the time. So that's, they get up and down 14 out of 18 times or 15 out of 18 times or whatever it may be. 80%, what would that be? My math is terrible right now. Anyways, that's one game you can do. And another way to practice, to teach yourself, is the rule of 12. I learned this from a fellow PGA professional. The rule of 12 is a numbers aspect of chipping. So you take where you're chipping and where you want to land it on the green and pick your spot and put a tee in the ground. There's your visual for your eyes, because we often, so many times I ask a player, where are you trying to land that ball? And I don't know. I was just trying to get it up to the hole. Well, visualizing what type of shot you want to play, you can now train yourself through feel and using your eyes how hard you need to hit that shot. If you ever watch Tiger Woods hit a long putt, he always got behind the ball with his right hand and visualized. He always used to say, putt to the picture, like his dad used to say, but he would visualize with his right hand how hard he needed to hit that. Well, it's the same thing here. So let's say I'm trying to land it on the edge of the green and I need to take from where I am 4 steps. Well, 4 steps equals 1 part. Okay, so remember the steps part. So 1 step carry is what we're going to call that. 4 steps equals 1 part carry. So now you take those 4 steps and you walk to the hole. And if you got 8 steps, well, that's 2 parts roll. What's 12 minus 2 is 10. So what 10 is in your bag is probably your gap wedge. Try your gap wedge. Try to hit it to the tee, and you'd be amazed where that golf ball goes. It's unprecedented. It's genius. But it's a great way to train yourself what type of shot you want to play. And then account for uphill or downhill too. So if you have a little bit, it's severely downhill, account for that extra rollout. Or uphill, account for that lack of extra rollout that's going to defy gravity. So take that into consideration too. But try to do it on a flat surface first. And really, so now if you have 12 steps to the hole, well, that's 3 parts roll. Now you're going to take out your pitching wedge or 9-iron, depending on what it is, and hit it to that tee. But putting that tee in the ground is one of the most important things to try to get yourself to visualize where you want that ball to land, and then take all these the fundamentals that we've talked about through today of what type of shot you want to play, what type of the ball position you need to consider, and then the club, which you've already figured out by walking it out on the green. Okay? Any questions with that? Good. I think making chipping fun is going to help you get through it, because it's not the 300-yard drive that everybody wants to hit, but it's the best way to save your strokes. Because like I said, we're never going to hit the ball perfect every single time. So chipping and putting and making it fun for yourselves is a key component in lowering your scores around the green.
I know we're on time restrictions, Eric, but people think it's sexy when you throw the ball up there, it bounces once and checks. People think that's really sexy, but I mean the object of this particular exercise is getting the ball to the hole.
Right.
And you've said it already. Get it on the green as quickly as possible and let it run out.
Mm-hmm.
So into the hole, checking, and that's really cool. But that's really for the most advanced players.
That's for a player that practices all the time. So when you're out there practicing all the time, you're confident with that golf shot. You can hit that golf shot. How often are you guys out practicing that type of golf shot? Not very often. So why are you going to make one of the hardest shots in golf? Why are you going to challenge that? Let's simplify the process, get the ball rolling on the green. You can dictate the type of shot like we talked about in your setup, ball position and club face, and where you need to get that club face aiming through your ball position, because the more it goes forward, the more the bounce we're incorporating, like we talked about. But that's your higher, sexier shot that you're talking about. But that is more risky. What's your percentages you're going to get that up and down? You're not going to get that up and down more often than getting it rolling on the green. You know, that's your percentage shot.
80-20 percentage or figure is probably a good one to consider.
Absolutely. 80-20 is really good to consider. So, any more questions? No? All right. Well, in closing, thank you guys for being here on Tuesday night. But, you know, the fundamentals, like I've talked earlier, are so important. And getting into the right position, Riley, once you've got into a little bit freer position to open yourself up and really create that rotation, you know, like your tendency was to get closed, which now the path of the club gets stuck behind me, and now I have to manipulate it. You're fortunate enough that you have pretty good hand-eye coordination and you can get away with it, but it's not consistent, was it?
No.
And then once we got you open and rotating, now the club face is traveling with the rotation of your body, and the club face is going to follow that, and the rotation is allowing that club face to meet that ball consistent, and you saw good results in consistency. Rick, same thing with you. We talked about fundamentals and not getting too much shaft angle, because that's going to cause a little bit of tension in your arms, but it's also going to get the club traveling on an inward path as well, where now if you can get the two knuckles to that you can see, you know that that's going to your left hip flexor. And now you create, we talk tempo too. Tempo. Don't get slow. Create that sequence in your head that's allowing you to create some rhythm, which is good stuff. So, you know, again, make it fun for yourselves to allow you, when you're practicing, to get better and to see those scores go down, because this is the place that can really help you do that. Any questions?